Here I am, 39, not old enough to be the old woman at the club, but still young enough to shut a club down. I was doing the damn thing. I mean, I had a career, a house with a white picketed fence, a husband, 2.5 kids, and the dog. All the components of the American dream. So I thought. These two chicks, though, they had been with me through all of it. From the first day we met, we became friends, homies. I mean, they were my girls. We had seen a lot together over these 39 years. Some highs, some lows, some wins, some losses. But it didn't matter as long as we had each other. These two chicks, they had been there through the awkward stages of puberty, the young and dumb years of being a teenager, the discovery years of being a young adult, right up till now. The I'm a grown-ass woman stage. So it was hard for me to imagine them not being here. They had always been here. Now, to imagine my life without my two chicks was unthinkable. Summer, July 1983. I don't really remember how my relationship got started with my two chicks. They just kind of showed up one day. They weren't real loud or bold. They were more simple and laid back. I wasn't one of those kids who ever even wished for these types of friends or pretended to have friends like them. The moment these two started to show up, the line was immediately drawn between the boys and I, because now I had become one of the girls. Fall, September 1989. My chicks, they were my ride or die all throughout my adolescence and teenage years. I couldn't imagine life without them at that time. During high school, I wasn't impressed with having these two chicks. I mean, I'm sure many of you were looking forward to the day they arrived. You couldn't wait to have them and show them off, but not me. Of course, I get it. It's a part of the rites of passage for a girl. When these two chicks arrived on the scene, it was one of the signs that you had entered into being a woman. Yeah, me and these chicks, we continued to have some great times during my single years. We experienced the guys that could caress them just right. I mean, the ones that really actually wanted to find out how to touch them and how to caress them and what worked for them. Me and these two chicks had been down since day one. We had survived through those awkward puberty years, the single life, married, and 2 pregnancies. So now, to find out that we might have to break up was difficult. Spring 2014. So you can imagine how I felt when I found out that the prognosis for women who carry the breast cancer gene have to have a full mastectomy. I mean, I had already gone through it and watched my mother go through breast cancer and eventually die of ovarian cancer. So cancer wasn't really foreign to me, but I still didn't know what it was like to have to be separated from my two chicks. However, this meant me and my 2 best friends, for the first time ever, would have a permanent separation, actually a divorce. I didn't know life without them. I mean, how did I begin to let go after all we had been through? It just didn't seem fair. How do I break up with them? A woman begins to know her first definition of womanhood by the onset of her chicks and the start of her period. When your first buds develop on your chest and poke through your shirt, that's when you know. The boys know you are definitely a girl. And now I had to decide whether to keep them and run the risk of losing my life or cut them off to save my life. Both of those decisions just didn't seem fair. I mean, I hadn't even been diagnosed with cancer yet. This was just a preventative surgery. It was kind of like an insurance policy, but there was more involved in the decision of whether or not my chicks got to live or die. But it didn't seem like we wanted the same things anymore. These two chicks was trying to kill me. So I had to make a choice. I had to make a decision. It was either them or me, and I chose me.